Hey everybody, this is Sean Vargas. Welcome to the fifth episode of WrestlePop, mixing pro wrestling and pop culture. Now, my aim with WrestlePop is for you to be yourself as I review wrestling events, including WWE and AEW. I will also review movies, live concerts, conventions, or sporting events. Today I'm going to review WWE's Extreme Rules, which was held yesterday, July 14th, at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Extreme Rules was a pretty decent show with lots of good action. It was not a bad show, it was not a great show, but it was a decent show. So let's get right into the review. The event kicked off with Roman Reigns and Undertaker defeating the team of Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre in a no-holds-barred match. I have been a huge fan of The Undertaker for most of my life, and he really looked good during this match. I don't care if he is 54 years old. Now, there was a huge pop of "You Still Got It" as Undertaker performed his signature moves, including the old school. Now, I loved it when he performed the old school maneuver on Shane. Every time Shane got in the ring, I lost my mind. Somebody need to kick his behind outside of the ring. Now, I want Undertaker to destroy Shane badly. Despite that, Drew McIntyre had high impact moves as well. Now, during the course of the match, Drew and Shane worked over Roman Reigns before Reigns was able to make the hot tag to the Undertaker. Now, Roman Reigns was about to powerbomb Shane onto the announce table when out of nowhere, Elias interfered, hitting Reigns and Undertaker with a chair. Now, Shane continued to upset me as Drew placed a prone Undertaker on the announce table, and Shane leapt off from the top turnbuckle with an elbow drop on Undertaker through the announce table. They then dragged Undertaker to the bottom turnbuckle and placed a garbage can on him, and Shane performed the coast to coast on Taker. Oh my gosh, will the pain of Shane McMahon ever end? Reigns attacked Elias. Now, Undertaker rose up after Shane tried to pin him and chokeslammed Shane and Elias. Now, Reigns with a beautiful spear and Undertaker tombstone Shane for the 1-2-3 victory. Good for you, Shane. Get off my TV. Good opener is I would like to be there live for the Undertaker's last match. Afterwards, there was an interview with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins as they were set to face Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin in a winner-take-all Extreme Rules match. There was also a preview for a Raw reunion set to occur on July 22nd, 2019. Now, the next match saw the revival of Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder successfully defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso. Now, this was a good back and forth matchup. Revival are a very good team. They're like a throwback to the tag teams of the 80s or traditional tag teams like the Midnight Express or even the Rock and Roll Express, or of course the Minnesota Wrecking Crew of Arn Anderson and I believe Tully Blanchard. I could be wrong. Now, there were several near falls during this matchup. The Revival controlled the pace as they worked over Jey Uso. They distracted the referee, thus preventing Jey from making the tag. Now, Jey finally was able to make the hot tag to Jimmy, and there was an awesome continuous spot in which Scott Dawson superplexed Jey Uso, Dash Wilder splashed Jey from the top rope, and Jimmy Uso leaping off on another top rope out of nowhere and splashing Dash Wilder to break up the 2 count. Now, the finish saw the Revival hitting the Shatter Machine on Jimmy Uso for the victory. Now, the next is a preview for SummerSlam taking place on August 11th in Toronto. SummerSlam is, I believe, the second biggest pay-per-view in the WWE calendar year behind WrestleMania. Now, the next match saw Aleister Black defeating Cesaro in a hard-fought match. I am becoming a fan of Aleister Black. His entrance is amazing, in which he rises out of a coffin. Black tried to start the match by hitting a Black Mass spin kick that missed. Now, Cesaro is very powerful, as there was an awesome moment in this match in which Aleister attempted a jumping double knee on Cesaro, and Cesaro caught Aleister Black in mid-air. Cesaro then tossed Black up, catching him with a European uppercut as Aleister came down. Now, during this match, there was also a "This is awesome" chant from the crowd. The finish of the match saw Aleister Black defeating Cesaro with the Black Mass for the victory. At this point, it seemed like Extreme Rules was turning out to be a good show. Now, the next segment saw R-Truth wanting to get the 24/7 title back from Drake Maverick. He and Carmella asked Nikki Cross where Drake and his wife was. They refused to tell him. Now, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross were on their way to face Bayley in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the Women's SmackDown champion. There goes my Amazon Echo dot going off. Okay, now out came the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, who questioned Nikki's loyalty. Now, the next match saw Bayley defeating Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss to retain the Women's SmackDown Championship. Cross and Bliss worked on Bayley for most of the match. Nikki Cross tried to come off the top rope, but was nailed by Bayley with a knee. And Bayley nailed Nikki Cross with a flying elbow for the victory. It was a decent match, pretty decent match. Now, the next match was what I believe was the best match of the night. Braun Strowman defeated Lashley in an awesome last man standing match. This match went everywhere, through the stands and through the concession hallway. Highlights included Lashley smashing the German announce table on Strowman. He just tossed it over. Lashley spearing Strowman through the barricade, and Strowman throwing Lashley into the international announce tables. This was a plunderific match. There were several holy expletive chants from the crowd. I'm not gonna say it. The finish of the match saw Strowman power slamming Lashley off of the stairs into a set of contraptions, resulting in an ECW chant. Of course, there's gonna be an old ECW. ECW, ECW, ECW. Yeah, those are the good old days. Now, Strowman climbed out of the wreckage for the victory, and the winner as the last man standing. Now, the next match saw the New Day, consisting of Big E and Xavier Woods, defeating Heavy Machinery of Otis and Tucker and a team of Daniel Bryan and Rowan to become the new SmackDown and 6-time tag team champions. This was an excellent match as all three teams worked against each other. One highlight included Daniel Bryan performing a flying headbutt on Big E and then transitioning into a label lock, although Big E managed to survive. Now, the ending of the match saw Daniel Bryan performing a moonsault on Big E. However, Big E caught Daniel Bryan in midair, tagged Xavier Woods, and hit the midnight hour to win the WWE SmackDown Championship. Now, as they celebrated it, Paul Heyman walked down the aisle towards the ring and announced that Brock Lesnar was going to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase against either Kofi Kingston or Seth Rollins. Now, the next match saw AJ Styles defeating the one and only Ricochet in order to become the 3-time United States champion. This was a good back and forth match, as there were a few dueling Ricochet and AJ Styles chants from the crowd. Now, AJ Styles was accompanied by the club consisting of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Now, the club attacked Ricochet before the match. Now, highlights in the match included Ricochet hitting the Northern Lights suplex for a 2 count, Styles suplexing Ricochet into the bottom turnbuckle and both countering each other with brain busters. Now Ricochet hit a beautiful shooting star press on Styles, but could not get the 3 count as Styles' foot was under the bottom rope. In the end, Carl Anderson distracted Ricochet, and Gallows pulled Ricochet over the top rope. Now AJ Styles delivered a vicious Styles clash from the top rope for the victory in order to become the 3-time United States champion. Now, the next match saw Kevin Owens defeat Dolph Ziggler for the victory in less than 30 seconds. Kevin Owens was fresh off his pipe bomb promo that he had last week during last week's SmackDown. Kevin Owens, so Dolph Ziggler slapped Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens kicked Dolph Ziggler in the stomach and gave him the stunner for the victory. So, hello, Dolph Ziggler. Goodbye, Dolph Ziggler. Thank you for your service. That was a quick time. I don't know what they're going to do with Dolph Ziggler. I don't know if his career is going up or down, but yeah, thank you for your service. Now, the next match saw Kofi Kingston defeating Samoa Joe to retain the WWE Championship. Samoa Joe slowed the pace down as he dominated for most of the matchup, using joint manipulation on Kofi's hands and fingers. Joe even put Kofi's hand in between the steps and stomped on the steps, crushing Kofi's hand. Joe then hit a powerbomb and a transition into the STF. Joe even did a Uranagi senton combination only for a 2 count. Now, the ending of the match saw Kofi Kingston hitting the Trouble in Paradise on Joe for the victory. The New Day now have almost all the titles. They have the WWE Championship, and they also have the WWE, I believe it's the the SmackDown Championship. Okay, now, the main event left a lot to desire. Yeah, as Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch defeated Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans to retain their respective titles. This was an okay match, not the greatest. Candlesticks and chairs were used. The ending saw Baron Corbin giving the end of days to Becky Lynch, infuriating Seth Rollins, who is in a real-life relationship with Becky. Rollins, who unloaded heavily on Corbin with candlesticks, followed by three stomps or curb stomps for the victory. After the match, Brock Lesnar's music hit as he walked down the aisle accompanied by Paul Heyman. Lesnar gave Rollins 2 German suplexes, handed the Money in the Bank briefcase over to the referee, and gave Seth Rollins an F5 for the victory, and he is now the 3-time Universal Champion. This was not the best of booking, although the moment popped the crowd. I was ambivalent because I don't want Lesnar to hijack the title, disappearing for months without a title defense. I guess we will see what happens next. All in all, WWE Extreme Rules was a good event, and it was better than AEW's Fight for the Fallen. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Now, the next WWE event I will cover is SmackDown. It's like a tongue twister right there. No, the next WWE event I will cover is SummerSlam on August 11th, live from Toronto. And also, the next AEW event I will cover is All Out pay-per-view on August 31st. Like I said it yesterday, I will also try to watch and review Evolve's 10th anniversary. The next movie I will cover under WrestlePop is Disney's live-action Lion King, set for release on July 19th. I am going to see it on the 20th with my wife, and I'll review it for all you. Now, last week, Tuesday, I updated my new show, Songs from the Heart, in which I sang 2 songs a cappella, including an original. So check it out. And last night, I also uploaded WrestlePop Episode 4, AEW's Fight for the Fallen. So check it out as well. Yeah, so yes, I reviewed AEW's Fight for the Fallen. So until then, this is Sean Vargas for WrestlePop signing off, and this has been a Team Vargas Initiatives production.